morning. Man, look at this. Head up on Thebes Bridge. I got some loopers coming at me. I got, man, they're all a bunch of them. This is Crimson Tug, and I didn't hear what another one was behind him, but I know Uncorked is coming down. There's all these loopers coming at us, man. We're gonna see a bunch of them next day or so. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I actually think that was a neat one there. I've been a fan of these loopers for a while. Actually, I get a kick out of watching some of their stuff on. I subscribe to quite a few of them actually. That some of these loopers that run. I got hooked on watching their channels and stuff. Oh, I like that. I like that. That's a nice little setup. That's a nice little setup. The Crimson Tug. Yeah, that's a cool looking little ride there. That's a neat one. That's a neat one. A little bit nicer one here. A little bigger. I like that little tug though, the Crimson Tug. I didn't get the name on this one. But yeah, those are neat. Those are really neat. Those are neat. Those are neat. Let's see what they... Pretty neat. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. Pretty neat stuff. Looks like a pirate. Oh, that's cool. That's some cool graffiti there. I wasn't sure if I got it. I got it. Yeah, these loopers, man, they've been coming down. I get some good footage of these loopers. See, that's the old courthouse up there. There's a lot of history to that old, it was the old courthouse or whatever back in the day. There at Thebes. I can't remember. Somebody told me a bunch of history on one of my videos. And this old boy, he is getting it. He trying to make up time. He gonna wash the decks off for us. That's the Uncorked. Uncorked is making some waves. Dang, buddy. You late for a fire this morning? What's up? He's throwing some wake. If I had some empties, I'd be throwing a fit. He would be rocking some couplings. Dang, that's a big boat there. That's a big boat. See, we on the wrong type of boat, Dean. We ain't living right, something. I don't know what the hell, I don't know what we doing, but we ain't living right. We need to be doing that. Yeah, if we'd have got our damn inheritance like we was supposed to, we might have been able to. You know what I'm saying? If things had lined up for us, if it wasn't fucked up stepmothers, we could have had our step-grandmas, stepmothers, we could have had some cool shit like that. I got that on video too, so I had to post that, so maybe she'll see it. She's about dead though now. Oh yeah. The Betty May coming, and I got a string of them coming behind her. The Tranquil, the Oysterland, a Maggie Joe. Oh yeah. We get a few vessels coming. Our little loopers headed our way. yeah, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like there's 5 of them that have AIS. See where they're at. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them running together. Whole bunch of them. Now 5 of them, but we're about 5 miles off. We'll meet them here in a bit. They're running in a wad. Here about 17 minutes, 17 to 20 minutes. We get them all. Got the Tranquility, the Current Dream, and what's that one? I can't see. Oh, that's the Oysterland. Oysterland. The Oysterland. We got the Tranquility strumming along. The next chapter, Current Dream, Oysterland, Camelot, Blessings Flow, and then another one that doesn't have a name on it is AIS, but that's they got them all lined up like ducks. That's kind of neat. Here they come. Whole string of them. Oh yeah. Beautiful day. Beautiful boats. Can't beat that, y'all. Cannot beat that. It's just pretty neat. A whole string of them. Got the caravan of boats coming. Ooh, it's kind of cool. They're cruising along there pretty good. They make about 10, 11 mile an hour. About 10, 11. They ain't doing too bad. They ain't doing too bad. Yeah, it looked like we got who's leading the way? Leading the pack of this one. The Tranquility is leading the pack. I'm gonna have to definitely get on my YouTube channels and go see if I recognize any of these folks. But yeah, pretty neat. Pretty neat stuff. Yeah, they all lined up like ducks. This is actually where I've got the footage of the tornado. When I saw the tornado crossing, I was right in this area and remember seeing a tornado was crossing right there. Dropped down out of the sky right there and went across. That's been some years back. But it was it's on my channel. Just go to YouTube and search for Mark Twain tornado. That's pretty neat. I think I got maybe a couple of videos of that, but it was right in this section, right in here. Right in, mile 64, right around mile 64, right around in here. I remember because I remember the view. There was a boat that was running ahead of me that was up here, and it went right over the top of him. It was a Jack-Off Wheelhouse boat, and I think it didn't. They didn't any. I mean, there wasn't any damage. They had just blew stuff around on their deck and stuff. Anything that was loose blew off. But it gave them a little scare. I know that they had a oil tow, and he said it rocked them pretty good. But it was a smaller boat. But yeah, these things. I genuinely feel safer on one of these towboats in a storm than anything. I've rode through a number of hurricanes. I can't remember the one that was back around 2002, 2003ish when I was over at Marquette, and y'all be safe. I'm getting video, man. My YouTube channel, Mark Twain. I'll post some of y'all's footage, some footage of y'all. Y'all be safe. You know, man, got to spread the love on the channel. The Tranquility outrunning Point. Those are some cool vessels, man. Those are some cool vessels. A whole gaggle of them coming in a day. Beautiful day to be out running doing that too. I like that style. I've seen that style right there, that kind of tug looking style. I kind of like that style actually. There was that Crimson Tug was the one I saw today, name of it. It was really neat. Really neat one. Of course, there's another one. I'll keep them jerking. Just cruising. Man, that's a life, y'all. I'm telling you. That's the more I see these, the more I want to do it. Like I say, the wife and I've got a friend back home that, or she's got a co-worker there at Southmore. Her and her husband have a boat on Lake Texoma, but they're not. I think they'll probably do like I'm planning on doing. Go to Florida and just buy one of these boats and take it on the loop and then sell it when we get done. I think that's the way to go. And from what I've watched some of the videos of folks, that's the way to go. Purchase it and then make the loop and then sell it. That's kind of my plans anyway. It's not becoming just I'm seriously going to start planning that for either next year or the year after. I'm not, it's become less of a bucket list and just more of a for sure. That's the next plan. That's the next plan. Give him a little space out there. I won't crowd him on the buoy line. That's a catamaran style right there. That's a beauty. Waving at him. Oh yeah. Beautiful vessel. I like that. That catamaran style. That's a unique style there. Like that. You'll have some really nice vessels, y'all. Really nice vessels. If y'all are watching the YouTube channel. I'm a fan. I've been a fan of the loopers for my buddy Quint Harris when he was out. Him and Daniil. This would have been in the probably late '90s. He and Daniil, because they would get what they would. Some of those guys. It wasn't necessarily the loopers back then. It was a lot of the folks that were bringing these folks that had their yachts up on the Great Lakes during the summertime, and then in the wintertime they'd bring them down to Florida. And instead of them bringing them down, they would hire, river pilots, guys that were familiar with the inland waterways, to bring their yachts down for them, and pay them for it and a little vacation time. But Quint and Daniil, they took one. I don't know if they went the whole way or what, but I remember Quint talking about going through Kentucky Lake, going out across Kentucky Lake on it back in the day. Like I said, that was in the late '90s, and I knew some guys that would do that other than Quint. It was kind of a specialty deal that some of those guys, those Illinois River pilots that lived up around Chicago, would have connections doing it. And I always thought that was neat, but then the loopers kind of became a thing. To be honest, really, within the past about maybe, past 10 years, as I started hearing about loopers and what they do. And at Hoppy's Marina, or Hoppy's Marina up here, below St. Louis a little ways, that's a destination spot and overnight dock and gas, they fuel up there. And I think it was, I was catching that Brittany. I can't remember what boat I was catching. That may have been on the Gregory David catching. Anyway, I was catching a boat there at Hoppy's, and there were some folks there, and I was talking to them. And since then, I've talked to quite a few of them, actually. I talked to some of them when the wife and I here a few months back were in Paducah. We were staying there at the city front, at that Holiday Inn on the city front. And I went down and talked to some of those guys, because they've got a boat docks and marina there in Paducah where they accommodate them, these loopers. but it's become more of a thing in recent years. Like I said, well, there's folks from Oklahoma that are talking about doing it. You know, a co-worker of my wife and her husband. That's what a lot of them do. You can go in there and watch. Everybody's got different, but I've seen a lot of them where they buy the boat and go make the trip, and then they sell it when they're done. But yeah, this has definitely got my blood pumped for it. Y'all fellas are cool. That's neat. It's just neat. And then they're running, you know, some of them run together like this, and then you see some folks that, you know, prefer the solitude of doing it on their own type deal. That's a different style there too, a little smaller. But yeah, man, that's just really neat. So he's just running with the pack, looks like. Waving everybody. Yes, one whistle for the Blessings Flow. No problem. I'll see you on the one.
On the one. Appreciate it, sir. Thank you.
You bet. Y'all be safe. The Blessings Flow. That's it right there. And I'm definitely going to have to, the Latitude of Jesuit Blessings Flow, I'm going to have to go on and I might have to go scope out some of the YouTube channels and see if I recognize any of the folks. I can't remember who it was that I got to following last year. Him and his wife, they went down. I can't remember their names. I'll have to go on my YouTube. I'll have to go on YouTube and see who it was. But him and his wife and dog, they went down. Now there was a different one that bought a houseboat that was like a Gibson style houseboat that came from up on the up around, I think somewhere around La Crosse, and they purchased a houseboat up there and took it down to New Orleans. And yeah, that was a little bit different setup. They weren't so much loopers as they just went down the Mississippi River in a houseboat, and it was a Gibson style. That was what my mom had back in the 80s. They had like a 1985 Gibson. It was a 50 foot. It was nice, man. It had the twin 454s, and then it had a bow thruster on it. And, yeah, 2 bathrooms. Had the stateroom, was, you know, king size bed, and then in the main stateroom, and then downstairs it had in the front kind of hole downstairs, you had a bathroom and 2 full-size beds there. But it was kind of it wasn't a full ceiling down in the downstairs where they had the 2 full-size beds. You could stand up all the way in the bathroom, and it was just a half bath that had just a toilet and a sink on that. But it was you had to kind of duck down for that, for the quarters in the front. But the stern end had the full-size bedroom and big bedroom and big bathroom, full-size bathroom with shower and tub and everything. It was really neat. Those Gibsons, I always thought that I was really impressed with them, but I don't think I'd want more of a DV type vessel if I was out here doing it. But those Gibsons, you know, kind of lake water type stuff, which I guess on the rivers it wouldn't be bad. But, you know, I wouldn't want to get it out into open water or anything like that. That said, you can really run, swells that you deal with on the river, especially some of those, you know, down in the Gulf area with those ships and stuff. Even on the river up here with some of the big towboats, the wheel wash we put out on some of the bigger vessels, they can really, you get behind one of those 10-5s and they throw some rollers. You know, I've seen 5 and 6 foot rollers. They'll go back for 3/4 to a mile back. Trying to wave and trying to get footage at the same time. That don't work. And then this is latitude adjustment coming down the last of them. Pretty neat, y'all. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. You gotta get all of them. That's a pretty one there. That's a pretty vessel. Latitude adjustment. I like his little kayak set up there on the back. That's pretty neat. That's really neat. Yeah, that's neat. Pretty impressive, folks. Pretty impressive. He got the kayaks and his little Zodiac on the back there. He's set up, man. It's a nice little setup there. I like that setup, actually. I like that setup. Pretty neat stuff. Pretty neat stuff. Anyway, all right. Back to driving a boat, the big boats.